Hello, and welcome back to Slay the Spire, where today we have an A10 run with the Silent. I did this character kind of dirty in my first video series, if you went and watched that first set of 5 videos, because I died in, like, mid-Act 1 or something. So we're going to try and do better. I mean, it would be nice to win, but we'll do our best. We have our stats here, just if you're curious for each of these. So the one I've taken by far the most, it seems to be Precarious Shears, and it seems like... it's not quite the one I've won with the most, although I've taken this one. Lost Coffer seems sort of boring, the, like, get a potion and a reward. But I think probably I'm supposed to take this and just cut 2 strikes so that I can... have a deck that's a little smaller. The Silent starter deck is actually 2 cards bigger than the other character's starting decks, because she draws 2 cards at the beginning of her first turn. So you go through your deck in the same amount of space and time. So cutting cards out makes it so that you go through that a little bit faster. Let's see. I'm looking at this map and trying to see how I can leave myself options to fight elites, but I'm keeping in mind I just took 18 HP of damage, so I need to use a fire basically to rest before I can even plausibly fight an elite. So I think I might want to come up this side, up to this fire, and then at this chest, and then we can look at going this direction if our deck is good, or this direction. Actually, probably we're not going to go that direction. Probably we're just going to be forced here, because if we go the other direction, then we fight 2 elites. So that's going to be worse. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, so we're going to neutralize, defend twice. Okay, discard one of those. Block, attack. And we're take as little damage as possible is the goal. So we get to be a little more reckless when we're ironclad, because the ironclad heals automatically. The Silent does not. So whatever the 5 cards in my deck. Okay, so here's a good time of why people like to look in their deck. So next turn I'm drawing these 5 cards. I'm drawing 5 of these 5 cards at random, so I'll draw these 5. So in particular, I'll draw 2 strikes, which will deal 12. So it can seem like in this instance I'm supposed to just play the strike and just take 1 off of the attack for 11. But actually, there's no reason to do that if I look at my deck and see what I'm going to draw. Now, if I'd seen I was going to draw something that would not kill the enemy, then it would have been a more complicated decision. Okay, so now we have 3 commons to pick from. So Flick Flack deals 6 damage to all enemies. So that's pretty reasonable in this act. In particular, because we're in the water area, and one of the elites in the water area is a fight with 4 enemies, against which something like this is good. Also, this has Sly, so it wants to go in the deck where you discard stuff, which is a fairly nice deck. This is a very generic card, so it's generically good, to be clear, but it doesn't really do much. It just makes it so that all enemies attack for 6 less. It's kind of like blocks for... Depends on the fight, but this could be like blocking for 30 for 1, but then it exhausts. Given that we cut 2 strikes from the deck, I'm going to take the Flick Flack, because I don't want to be in a position where I'm not able to do any damage. And I do at least have one way to discard it, namely the Survivor in my starting deck, but I'd like to get more if I can. Okay, so there are options. We have 107 money. So cards that stand out to me here include Splash, which gets you a random card from another class for 1. A random attack, I should say. I'm probably going to take that because it's fun. Ricochet would be another card to go in the Sly deck. It does quite a lot of damage. I could always cut a card. Haze would also go in the Sly deck, maybe, possibly. accuracy wants you to be doing shiv stuff. But I think in terms of my goal being currently just get my damage output higher, Splash gets you a random attack card out of 3, and it's free. So that could do an obscene amount of damage, depending on what we actually get. Okay, and so here we get to Survivor, discarding our Flick Flack and play it for free. And then I can attack you, and then I can play an extra defend just for fun. Okay, so let's see how good this Splash can be. Okay, so a thing to keep in mind about Splash is that it will show you all these appealing-looking AEST cards, like, oh, look, this card deals 25 damage. However, AEST, if you did not know, is the little hand that follows around the Necrobinder, who's probably my favorite character, if I'm being honest. And I don't have an AEST. I am not special enough to have an AEST as the Silent. So if I take this, it will not let me play it, and it will be like I took nothing. Or be considerably worse, because it will be like I took something that I can't ever play. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Adaptive Strike here, which deals 18 damage, and adds a 0-cost copy of this to my deck. So the first time I play it, it itself is free. And so I'm going to use it to kill this guy, but this guy has Thorns 2 this turn, which is so adorable. So I'm going to block for 5 so that when I smack this guy, I don't take the 2. You'll see it just 8 into my armor, and then I will just play everything I can on this guy, who's going to have Thorns 2 next turn. Okay, he is at 2 now, and he can also die, but he'll die to a Neutralize for variety. Okay, so we're slowly getting damage. We've got a Flick Flack and a Splash, which could be called a Splish Splash, and it would work better with the Flick Flack, but what are you going to do? And then I've got these cards. Snakebite does a lot of damage, so a lot of people who watch this are Sudoku enthusiasts, so you might know that 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 + 5 + 6 + 7 is 28, so 2 mana deal 28 damage, albeit over a very long period of time, is good, and then it goes up from there if you play it more than once, plus it has Retain. I really like Backflip a lot. It blocks and draws you cards, and those are like basically the things that the Silent wants to be doing. So the question is whether I feel like I've made up for my sins of cutting 2 attack cards from the deck to start with. Because if I feel that, I might take the Backflip. Otherwise, I might say I want one more good attack, and I do think this is probably like the best attack. And so what I really want to do is I want to take this and then just give them back the Flick Flack. Sadly, they will not take back the Flick Flack at the Flick Flack store, I fear. But I really wish I did not have it now. Okay, so now we get this option of choose one of 5 random cards to add to your deck, or lose 5 HP and gain a colorless card reward. Okay. So if you're looking at this and you're wondering, why on earth would I lose 5 HP to get a card reward out of 3 things? There's 2 reasons. So one of them is the colorless cards. A lot of them are very good. And so like there's ones like Fasten and Prowess are a couple of the ones that are likely to win you the game. Of course, I could get another Splash. And it would be great to have a double Splash deck. But the other thing is this one you can skip. Here you're obligated to choose one. And so the question is, do I fancy my odds that I'm going to look at 5 cards and I'm going to want one of them? I'm not sure that I do. So I think I am actually going to do this and take this. Okay, so here, I guess we're getting a little theme deck going. I'm going to take Discovery here, which is going to let me pick one of 3 cards and add it to my hand, and it's free to play this turn. Very much like Splash, except this one gets me my own cards rather than another character's cards. And it's not always attacks. Okay, we'll neutralize you. Not that it really matters. Okay, so the way these guys work, if I understand it correctly, is that they attack for a big attack, and then they attack for a multi-attack, and then they debuff you, and then they repeat this on a cycle. So, if I kill this guy, I'm not going to kill this guy this turn. I'm probably not even going to kill him next turn, unless I'm incredibly lucky in how my cards worked. So the basic hope is that I kill this guy, not this turn, not next turn, but the turn after that. At which point he'll be doing a double attack, which will be bad because the way these corpse slugs work is that when one of them dies, the other one gets 5 strength. So I probably want to actually be attacking this one. And I neutralized this one out of reflex because it was attacking and the other one wasn't. But that doesn't actually matter. So I think I'm supposed to be attacking this one. Okay, let's see. I can play the Discovery. Okay, so, oh, that's fun. Okay, so, so the question here is how comfortable am I taking 6? Because the bullet time would be the most fun, because it would make everything in my hand free. I'd get to play all of it. Actually, will all of it kill this guy back here? Actually, all of it might kill that guy. So let's count. 6, 8, 6, 12, 18, 25. Yes, it will. Okay, so we can take the bullet time. Okay, so we can block the joke they always say in like Commander and Magic is like, I don't have enchantment removal, but I have player removal. It's like, I don't have block, but I have slug killer or something. Okay, so here, and this is the power of these cards to let you just pick one of 3 things, is this just gave me a card that normally would cost 3, but now I got to play it for 0. And 0 is a good cost to pay for something. I don't think I want any of this. So this is a power that makes you very effective against enemies that are weak, but currently I only have 1 card that applies weak. And I don't think I'm likely to get one off of my splash. I guess I could get one off of my Discovery. This card I've just not been impressed with. In fact, apparently I've never picked it, so infer what you will from that. And this card I've already got one of, and it's already one too many, so I think I'm just going to pass on this. If I took anything, it would probably be the tracking. I would try and make the tracking happen, but I don't think I want to try that badly. Okay, this guy I can weaken. Okay, and remember, I have the Survivor, so I can discard this to hit him. I can play this to full block, and then I can throw another of these at him. Okay, well, we can play a Splash for an attack. Okay, well, that was a great hit. So this is a card that deals 18, and then replays every turn for free. I'm sadly not going to get to play the Discovery because I want a full block. I mean, because I don't want to take damage, but also because this guy's mechanic is that when he hits you, he gains strength and hits you for more the next turn. So basically, he has a sort of win more mechanic, but he is not going to stand up to the bombardment. I don't want any of these. None of these are the thing I'm doing. Fortifier Potion, though, is, I think, a better version of the Speed Potion, so I will swap those out. Okay, at 35, again, I still want to heal before I start farming elites, so I guess I'm only going to fight this elite this act. But it's not that I don't think I would kill this elite, it's that I think I would kill this elite, but I'd be on like 15, and then I might get sort of locked into healing before the end, especially with this idiot's ability the boss we're fighting is that after you kill him, he does some giant amount of damage to you. So you would like, ideally, to have some HP by then. Oh boy, well, this is going to suck for this exact reason. So here I have 2 options. I can either take 2 of 8 common cards and add them to my deck, which is what I'm going to do. Or I can lose 14 HP and gain the Chosen Cheese, which is a better than it looks artifact that gains you 1 max HP every turn. But basically, I don't want to take 14 right now. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to really hope that I don't hate the choices that I'm given. Okay, good news. I don't hate the choices that I'm given. Okay, so I'm definitely going to take the backflip that I had considered taking even before. And so then the question is, would I like the other one to be a prepared, which is draw 1 card and discard 1 card for 0, which is nice, among other reasons, because it lets you discard the Flick Flack and any other Sly cards we happen to pick up. Or do I just want to take a deflect because it blocks for 4 for 0, and so it's good with stuff like backflip and other card draw? I think the answer is probably just the deflect, but prepared is also very good. Okay, so now I'm going to rest here as I promised. I'm going to try. If I'm very lucky, I'll have to only rest at one of these other 2 sites. I have a very uninspiring relic here of a strike dummy, which makes my strikes do 3 extra damage, which, I mean, is not nothing, but it's also not exciting. Okay, here I can give something steady, or something, sorry, something retain. I certainly want to give something retain. I think, is the thing I want to give retain probably Survivor. Because that'll give me a big block card that I can hold over until the boss blows up. Or it could be Neutralize, which would weaken the boss. I think I'm going to take Survivor. Neutralize is also tempting. The other reason I like Survivor is because then I can hold the Survivor until I draw the Flick Flack if no other pressing option presents itself. Okay, and having done that, I think I'm going to upgrade the Survivor so that it blocks for 11. Okay, now I've got this guy. Okay, let's do a splash. Okay, well, do a little bit of a kingly kick, I suppose. Okay, and yeah, we'll play 2 of these. I'll wait and draw the discovery later. Okay, we'll play the backflip. Defend, and another defense so we can block for the 12. Maybe a little too slow for this guy. Let's see. Okay, but I'm going to neutralize him. Play a Survivor, discard the Kingly Kick, which is going to be quite good, actually, as this goes on. I am going to take a little damage to play the Snake Bite here. It's going to be 7, just to get him in the process of hopefully dying. I'll play a Splash again. Ooh, we can get another Kingly Kick. That sounds pretty good. I'll play these and I'll full block him. Okay, he's going to be stunned this turn because he has an ability that lets me stun him when he gets to 75, so I don't have to worry about blocking. I can just play these attacks. Oh, I played the Flick Black instead of the Strike because I forgot I have a Strike dummy. That was a tiny loss of potential value there because I would have dealt 3 more. Normally, I just remember that Flick Flack deals more. Okay, well, this Kingly Kick will kill him, so I will make it out of there without anything too bad happening. Another backflip or another deflect. These are both very good. Funnily enough, if I take a second backflip, then I start to kind of want a speedster, but I think I want second backflip before I want the second deflect. It's not a decision I'm used to making a lot. Okay, we can play a backflip here. We can get rid of this. So here, we're going to kill this guy in the front first because he's going to attack for 5 more every turn or something like that, starting at a fairly large value. It's going to be bad. Okay, so we're going to get a free card off of the Splash. Now, I think the one we're going to take here is Dying Star, which deals 9 damage to all enemies, and they lose strength. So basically, it immediately turns them to not attacking for barely anything. And now that does come at a cost, which is that I'm going to draw that Dying Star later, and that Dying Star is a Regent card, which costs stars. And so when I draw it later, I'm going to be sad because it's going to do nothing. Okay. What am I discarding? discoverying this turn. Let's see, flechettes would do 10 damage. Yeah, I think probably flechettes doing 10 damage is enough. I could have taken the accelerant, I suppose. Basically, I just wanted to kill that guy and have this guy start taking poison damage. And so now you can see the dying star is very sad. Okay, well, we can discard the Flick Flack. And it doesn't... Oh, I guess somehow I have... Do I have extra mana that turn? Maybe I just can't count. It's very possible that I can't count. Okay, let's see. I'll block for all but one this turn. It's a little conservative, but, I mean, he's dying to the poison anyway, so it's not a huge problem, but I can flechettes here. Okay, well, now I wish I'd taken the second deflect, because I'd rather have 2 deflects and 2 backflips than 3 backflips and 1 deflect, but I'm still going to take the backflip at this point, I think. Okay, upgrade 2 random cards or remove a card. I think I have enough juicy targets for the upgrade that I'm going to go for the upgrade 2 random cards. Okay, when I said juicy targets, I just want to be clear to the game because I don't think the game understood what I meant. I did not mean the basic strike and basic defend. I meant basically anything other than that. Okay, I'm going to rest here out of an abundance of caution. I could almost assuredly get away with upgrading something, and I would probably upgrade the discovery, but I have died to this guy a bunch. I do have good potions for it, especially if I can save them. I am going to use a power potion here. Oh, to get out of serpent form, that's got to be good. So this is a giant, expensive power that's free because I got it off of the power potion, and now every time I play a card, I deal 4 to a random him. So we can do that. I will snake bite you. I'll pay a black flip. So we can hopefully kill him quickly, because this number here, that 20, that's how much damage he's going to do to me when he goes boom at the end of the combat. And obviously, we would prefer that number to be as small as possible. So we would like him to die as quickly as possible, which is usually not the strength of the Silent as a character. But here, with this, that might actually help. Okay, so I think I actually am going to take another deflect for this fight. By the way, I drew the card because I have this stupid Joss paper here, which every 5 times I exhaust a card, I draw a card, which apparently somehow I inexplicably seem to have a good win rate with, even though I never pay any attention to it at all. But what can you do? Okay, we'll play this back flip in case we draw something good. Okay, we drew something. Well, we at least drew this so we can play it. Good enough. Okay, of course, the best case scenario is that we do more damage to him before he explodes than we have... Or sorry, we kill him before he's doing enough damage to kill us, so then we don't have to draw well on our turn. I'm going to take this uppercut. It's not great, but it will apply some vulnerable... Okay, I have to remember to play the defend here. Yeah, we're doing really well here. It turns out that putting a 3-mana power into play for free is very helpful towards not dying. Who would have known? Ooh, deflect, deflect. Good enough. We'll take that up to 24. Throw one of those at you. Okay. In fact, if I were able to start all of my games with one of these in play, I think it would be very helpful. Okay, let's see. We'll weak you. Do that. Throw that at him. Good. Okay, let's see. Can we kill you with Flash? Spoiler, no. The only of these cards that does anything is that one, and it's not going to kill him. Okay, we will play you. Okay, we'll make a Sovereign Blade, which is, I guess, going to be useful because it might kill him next turn. Not. Oh, yeah, it will. Okay, so we can do that plus that. And he'll be dead. Okay, so next turn, he's going to deal us 38. Now, the nice thing about that is that that is less than the amount of health I have. So I'm not going to die to this guy for the 8 millionth time that I have died to him. In fact, you can see Oh, I guess it doesn't say what percentage of the time I die to him in this thing, but you can see I take an average of 38 damage in this fight, which is going to kill me a lot. Anyway, so we'll take 19 here, but then we'll finish the act and then heal. Let's see. I still don't really want a tracking. Nightmare lets you make 3 copies of a card. That card is usually for me footwork. I don't think I have anything I want to make 3 copies of. The hunt would let me see some additional cards if I'm willing to go through a little mini game. I'll accept a mini game offer. Okay. Okay, so this is my least favorite ancient because he's got a lot of things that are like terrible. Although today he is offering me some things that are decent, but the one I really like is Yummy Cookie here, which, by the way, I should just point out, if you've not noticed it, because it took me a long time to notice, he has a different cookie for every character. So this is the Yummy Cookie for the Silent. It does the same thing, but the art on the cookie is different. So I'm going to upgrade 4 cards. And it's not 4 random cards. It's just 4 cards. And it's going to be 2 backflips, a discovery, and a snake bite, I want to say. So the discovery upgrades to not exhaust. The snake bite upgrades to do 10 poison, and these backflips upgrade to do 8 block each. So that makes them a lot heftier as these things go. Okay. This path looks horrible because I get stuck on an elite no matter what. Now, an unfortunate thing about the way this floor is set up is I'm not getting to the end of it without fighting an elite. At all, and I do not like Act 2 elites very much. They tend to be rather unkind. But this up the side on the right over here looks pretty nice to me, given that I'm going to have to fight an elite anyway. So we'll do that. Let's see. I have weakened him. I'm trying to decide if it's better for me to just poison him now and take a little bit more. But no, because this has retain, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just do it next turn. And then I can strike him for 12, and that'll be better. Okay, so this turn, I knew he wasn't intending to attack, because I have played enough of this game to know their patterns, and so I knew that that was a safe place to do this. So I definitely should not have been more aggressive last turn. Okay, so now he is going to attack me for 180 bajillion. Okay, so let's play that. And that. And that. Okay, this is probably not a good line because he's going to just attack me for 26 again next turn. Oh, not if I draw that. Because, yeah, he's just going to keep attacking me until I break through his defenses. So I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, but I'm going to have applied enough poison to him that he will die eventually. Even if it's going to be probably at least one more turn than I would prefer it be before that actually happens. Okay, well, at least this turn I full blocked, and next turn he's going to die. Okay. I'm going to discover just for fun. I got an after image. How fun. And then you guys. Okay. Do I want any of this? No, I do not want any of this, I don't think. As the game goes on, you tend to want to add commons to your deck less and less and less. The slice is mildly appealing because I have so many backflips, but I don't think I want to draw a slice. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, we're going to neutralize you. We're going to splash and see what we get. I'm going to take this scrape, funnily enough, which deals 7, and I get to look at the top 4, and I keep all the ones that cost 0. It wasn't any in this particular instance, but I've got some deflects in my deck. Oh, I could have looked at what was in my deck before I did it, because I would have known I wasn't going to hit anything. then I could have taken a better card. Okay. Splash here. Okay, I'm going to take the Uproar to deal 5 damage twice and play a random attack so that I can just kill this one. There we go. Okay, what about the 4 cards this time? There are also no 0-cost things this time. Although I do have a Deflect in my hand this time. Let's see what Discovery gets me. I'll take a free Snakebite. We can free Snakebite you. Can strike you, and I'll play this just to full block. Okay, there's the hunt. So I can hunt you. So I'll get an extra card reward at the end of this combat. Is the consequence of that. Now he's dying to poison. We will deal damage to him equal to the amount of doom on him. Just for fun. Okay. Ooh, well-laid plans. Sounds great. So this lets me retain 2 additional cards. So I've already got like a little miniature retain theme going on because I've got a Snakebite and a Retainy Survivor. But this just really helps smooth out everything that's going on in your deck. What about this one? This one I'm less excited about. Yeah, I don't think I want any of that. Would I rather have a colorless potion than either of these? I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Would I rather have an upgraded common skill or an upgraded uncommon skill? How about an upgraded uncommon power? And we just agree that you give me a footwork. But I think I'd rather have the upgraded uncommon skill because blur and a couple other things are in here. Or in this case, the one I'm going to take is Escape Plan, which is just a 0 mana draw a card that sometimes gets you block. So it's basically free sometimes block, and it's never that bad to have it in your deck. Okay, we've got the pile of beetles. Let's see. I can just full block this guy. It's probably worth it. Part of me wants to play this splash here, but I think that would be greedy. This guy attacks for the most, and when he hits you, if you fully block it, then he gets stunned for the next turn. So next turn, he won't attack for 16. And then the turn after that, he will again. But if I had not played enough block, then that would not have been the case. Okay, so now we've got a pretty big chunk of attack still coming. We'll play this. Okay, these are reasonable options. I think I'm going to take this just because it's basically 0 mana deal 12. Or in this case, less than 12. But what can you do? And I'll play that. I was hoping to draw Deflect. What are you going to do? Okay, so now, again, this turn, I want to full block this guy if at all possible. Come on, Escape Plan. Escape Plan did us well there. We can play this. And play the Deflect. Okay, so now I'm full blocking him. I am going to take this turn to poison him, even though I'll take a little bit of damage from the back guy, just because I want this guy to begin the process of dying, so to speak. Okay, I'm going to play this Discovery. I guess I'm going to take the Bubble to just apply 9 more poison to him. I will play this Defend, and I'll play this Survivor. Okay, so now this guy is not going to be a problem anymore because he's dying before attacks. In fact, he's going to die to the Hunt, actually, because then I get my Hunt value. See, we can splash here. I'm going to take a Meteor Strike. It deals 27 damage, and then I'm going to channel a bunch of plasma, which is a defect mechanic, which basically just means I end up with a bunch of mana this turn, and I get a mana every turn now from now until the end of the fight. So That's got to be pretty good, right? Let's see. We can see if I can discover something. It'll be a blade of ink to help the process of dyeing him. We successfully dyed him. Okay. I think I just want the prepared now for purposes of deck sorting. It's pretty good, especially with all of the... I forgot the name of it. Backflips. And here is a bunch of cards I don't really want. I'm not focusing on getting Sly to work, so otherwise I might take an Untouchable. Okay, let's see. We can play an escape plan. Okay, these guys have Artifact, so they are annoyingly not going to take damage until I have gotten rid of all of their Artifact. I think I'll take this Crush Under to just do damage to both of them, and it will at least get rid of his Artifact. In particular, one of the reasons I might care about the Artifact is that I need the Artifact gone before I can apply Poison. Okay. Okay, so we'll continue along here. Okay, we'll backflip. Okay, so now I'll prepare and discard the Flick Flack, so that at least plays that for free. I'll play the Discover, because who knows what it could be. I guess I'm going to take a Noxious Fumes just to play... Well, it'll apply a little poison to this one, and it'll remove that one's Artifact next turn, so that's something. Okay. This hand doesn't have any block cards in it, so I'm going to weaken this guy, I guess. And I'm going to play the Well-Laid Plans, and then I'm going to hold the two better cards here. And try not to die. I really shouldn't die in this fight, but sometimes you die when you're not supposed to. I guess I'll play this Bouncing Flask and just distribute some poison at random across them. Play that again. I'll take the Hunt and the Splash as my cards to keep now. Okay, so you I can just kill, so I don't need to worry about the whole bit with blocking. Okay, and I can play the Bombardment. We had that one before, but it will be equally good here. We'll retain this. Sadly, it will die to the Bombardment and not the Hunt, but happily we survived the fight, so that's something. I'll take this Calculated Gamble. It goes with our Retain theme, and it lets us sort of replace our hand if our hand is ever terrible. I hate this. So here we get to try and find some treats. Okay, well, that one was a curse, so we didn't really get anything. We got a block potion out of it. But you have to avoid the curses, and you could do that in a variety of ways, but there's a bunch of nice stuff in here. But basically, I don't ever want to spend the money on that. Okay, so let's try and get our rests in before we have to fight this elite. Okay, well, we now are guaranteed our circles, or sorry, our question marks won't be fights. Okay, we're going to rest again because we got very low there. I've been saying jokingly I wanted to get rid of the Flick Flack. The bridge will let me get rid of the Flick Flack. The bridge can have the Flick Flack. I'm certainly not paying stuff to keep the Flick Flack. Okay, we're back at the fake merchant. Do I really want any of these? I don't think so. Maybe a mango? How much is this going to be? 3 at max HP? I don't know. I think I'll save my money. Okay, so let's do that. Let's play a Well-Laid Plans. Okay, we'll play a Splash and look for, yes, the Bombardment. Good here, because this guy's going to summon a bunch of stuff, which isn't, of course, optimal for the Bombardment, but I mean, the bombardment's still going to kill something, so it's not the end of the world. Let's see, we can play the Discovery. Get a free snake bite and apply 7 poison there. Play a backflip. Play a deflect. Play a defend. Yeah, I don't think we need to be in any huge rush here. I guess we can... retain those. We'll weaken you. Kill that guy. Just save ourselves the associated drama. And I guess we'll play the Survivor here. To do the 12 damage there. We can retain these two. Okay, so the retaining a bunch of cards is very helpful for lots of reasons. Okay, our enemy is planning to do some more recruiting. I'll draw 2 more cards next turn. That's fine. Let's see. I don't need to defend this turn. Do that. We'll keep those 2. Okay, good. It hit him. He's attacking for 1,000,000 this turn. I would somewhat prefer if he didn't attack me for 1,000,000 this turn, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm full blocking. Let's look for a splash. Let's not fall for the AEST attack option. Can you tell how many times I've fallen for that by how many times I've brought it up? It's been a lot. Okay, I'm getting close enough to killing him that I'm going to start keeping the hunt in my hand so that I can hopefully trigger the hunt. Okay, well, that'll make it easy for me to trigger the hunt. Thank you, Bombard. No, I'm not doing any of that. A Deflect Plus. I will very happily take a Deflect Plus with how many random card draw backflips I have in my deck. 0 is a good amount of mana to pay for an effect. Okay, so this fight is going to be not especially pleasant, I suspect, because this guy has an ability where when you do damage to him, he puts Dazed in your deck. So I think that means probably this turn I'm just going to win, or this fight, I'm going to try and just win with poison. I'm not sure if I want to be playing the splash at all. I'm going to play that, and I'm going to just fish for deflects. Okay, I did not find any deflects, I regret to say. I'm just going to take that to finish off my block. Let's see. I'll keep a Discovery and a Defend Plus since those block for the most, and this guy attacks for kind of a lot. Okay, we could definitely do a Discovery this turn. Okay, this might be crazy. I'm going to Nightmare this Survivor just so I have plenty of block. I'm going to look and see if there's something in here that's exciting. It's not really exciting. I think I'm just going to skip all of this. We'll play this, play the escape plan. I'm not going to play the neutralize. We'll hold these. Okay, but now, thanks to the Nightmare, now my hand has a bajillion of these in it. Okay, so this turn, he is attacking for 32. So we can play one of these, play one of these, play one of these, and then end the turn, we can retain these two. Okay, we can snake bite him again. This turn I am going to neutralize him just so that he's weak, even though that will put 2 dazes in my deck. And then I will play this to block for 11, so I'll only take 4, which seems decent enough. I'll keep those 2. Okay, Discovery offers me a bunch of stuff that I don't really want this turn, which is fine. We'll draw these. We'll draw and discard that, I suppose. Okay, and then all of this is block, so I'm just going to save these two. And of course, those save automatically, which is the power of being innate, or sorry, being retained. Okay, I'll take that. Take that. Okay, so we'll full block the 40. Okay, we will play that. Let's see. You're attacking for 22 again. That is quite rude. Let me get rid of that. I will take... Sorry, those two as my 2 cards. And now I am more or less in good shape, because now I can keep these 2, and he's just going to die almost to poison this turn. I thought he was going to die completely to poison this turn, but apparently I'm not so lucky. Let's see, can I get something helpful? Let's see. Okay, now he's dying to poison. I was about to do that. Okay, so yeah, sadly, not going to get off the hunt, but that's okay. Ooh, footwork. Okay, so I've mentioned this card a whole bunch of times. I should probably mention what it does, which is it makes all my cards that block for 2 more. And that is quite good. Okay, I don't think I can upgrade it here. I think we have to fight this somewhat irksome fellow. Okay, we'll get the footwork in play. We'll play the splash. Take a rocket punch, I suppose. I'm going to just burn the hunt here, just because it takes a lot of stuff. I'm going to draw 1 fewer card. I've gone back and forth on what modes of this guy's thing I find to be most and least annoying, but I think drawing 1 fewer card in a deck with this many backflips is probably okay. It gives me a little bit more time to get set up. So I'm going to take... Actually, I'm going to use my power potion here. Why did I not do that? Okay, I'll use the power potion and I'll get a 2nd footwork. Although the speedster was very tempting, but... Okay, we'll use the discovery. Well, I think discovery and acrobatics, but I don't think I'm going to play it right now. Well, I could, I suppose, just in case it gives me something really nice. It did not. I am just going to play this. Sadly, I have to discard the well-laid plans, but I get to keep this. Okay, we'll play that. Play the deflect. Play the acrobatics, seeing if I can find something really exciting. Let's see. The discovery might give me something like... I'm actually going to take this blur, which actually lets me carry over block from 1 turn to the next. Now you can see I don't actually know what this guy does because I thought he was attacking this turn and he wasn't. But basically I just need to try and kill this guy not too slowly, because now he's going to do an extra 7 to us every turn. So in addition to this 21, he's also doing 7. So we actually need to block for 28 if we want to full block. Which... I'm going to just discard those and try to do better in terms of hand. Okay, so we found the line there. Let's see. Here, I'm just going to take a piercing wail to make him attack for less. Okay, here... Okay, well, make him attack for less, but still I'll take a bunch of damage because I did not do great at drawing block cards that time. Okay, we get to pick something else. I might as well take this 0 mana, do a little bit of damage to him. Option. Okay, and I'll block for 24, so that'll let me carry 1 damage over there. That is not a great rate. We very well might lose this. I'm going to take this to apply some weak attack with that. I'm going to gain 1 less energy per turn, which is pretty horrible. It's usually a bad sign when I take a second thing, but I don't think we're blocking anywhere near enough, even with our footworks, to take the amount of damage that we're being proposed to take if we do that. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's a 20, 28. A little bit of damage there. Okay, so let's do a discovery again. Can play a snake bite. Oh, that was more damage there than I really wanted to take. I probably should have paid more attention. Okay, let's see. Again. Yeah, we're just gonna die to this guy, which is very sad. Let's see. Sadly, none of these are great. I guess technically this one does the most damage. But unfortunately, we're now dead, unless I have a lizard tail or something. I do not seem to have a lizard tail. So I think our problem here is that we really did not pick up enough damage. We were leaning maybe a little too hard on the splash here, and then when we got into this sort of position where we're needing to block a bunch, we weren't really getting to play the snake bite, which would have been very good for damage. Yeah, I guess part of the problem is, yeah, the backflips were good, but they were then making it hard to play the snakebite. I don't know. It felt like this deck had potential, but it definitely did not quite get where we needed to go. But anyway, thanks to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.